Hello, this is Rich Goodwin, and I thought I'd do a little bit of a highlight commentary on my race from Suzuka in the UK&I Skip Barber series, just because it was quite fun. I was starting from quite far down on the grid, I think about 14th place, behind Alan Patterson, and Simon Field was close by too. Nick Allen there just behind me as well. And my aim was just to stick behind Alan and Simon, to be honest, but coming up into turn 2, or is it 3 here, I saw an opportunity to get in behind Alan here and try and just get round Simon, and luckily it worked. He gave me the space and off we went, sort of thing. And so yeah, I'd followed Alan during practice, and he was a bit quicker than me, but I figured with traffic in front of him and race pace and things like that, I may be able to keep up with him, stick as close as I could to him, and we could maybe have a bit of a race of it later on. It was really close racing as well, because you never quite know what to do on the first lap, especially when everyone's close like this. I could see Dirt there kicked up ahead. I could see Simon was right behind me coming up to the hairpin here. So I was a bit mindful of him maybe having a move, but everyone stayed in line. In fact, I caught up a little bit in the concertina effect, I think, to Alan there. I think that's Brendan just blinking a bit ahead there. But I got a good exit there, managed to stick close to Alan. Simon present just behind too. But yeah, the aim, stay in the tow as much as possible and see where we could get. Here, I'm not really sure what happened, but Alan scared me. He seemed to brake a little bit early, or a bit more than usual, and I'm not sure whether it was just like first lap caution or whatever, but I tried to take my normal braking point and nearly slammed into the back of him. Luckily, I was a bit wise to it because I was being cautious, because I like to be safe around Alan and stuff, and people who I know. Coming up to 130R as well, Simon really close, so I was mindful of the manoeuvre down into the chicane. He moved over to the inside, but I figured I had enough space, so I just kept my normal racing line and went for the exit to nail that as much as possible. Everyone's still really close, as usual with the Skip Barber. It's pretty intense at the time as well, racing it. If you're not a normal participant in the Skip Barber series, I recommend it. I mean, I've moaned a little bit because I was really finding it tough in this race, just rear grip. I'm not sure why, but up ahead there we've just had Andy go off. I'm not sure who he went off with. I'm sure there was 2 of them at that point, but I'm pretty sure that was Andy who had an issue there. That's just bumped us up as he finds a gap in with us. Simon and I believe that is Nick Allen right up behind Simon behind me. Everyone just seemed quite settled though, you know. It was kind of like chilled, as if everyone was quite happy just to run at this pace and let the race sort of unfold as it will, if you get what I mean. No one seemed to be doing anything particularly silly back here. It was more sort of, let's just get round, settle in, and see what happens. Everyone really bunched up. Look, I felt like I was doing okay behind Alan here. I was getting quite comfortable now. Get a bit wide here on exit. Luckily, that wide exit still allowed me to get good drive. But Simon's really close now. Coming up towards Spoon. As you can see, I'm following Alan's line as closely as possible to pick up any ounce of tow possible. Caught up there again in Spoon, little bit loose on the rear end. It keeps wobbling as we're going around here. Too much curve there on the second apex of Spoon, and compromised my exit, allowing Simon to get a really good run on me. I didn't really block, I just held my line to the inside, totally invited him to go around the outside here if he wanted to. Side by side into 130R, it was a scary moment, but we both were sensible. A bit of an incident back there, I'm not really sure who was involved, and Simon and Nick there, I think it is, side by side. There's Rob Green off at the chicane. I'm sure it was Rob Green. And off I go chasing Alan still. And in a second there's going to be a gigantic crash at the top of the screen that you should see. I believe that's Paul Lee and Mark O'Connell that got into that. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I looked at it on the replay and it was quite large. So yeah, I was still chasing Alan. I just noticed Simon had a bit of a moment behind us, so there's a bit of breathing space there. I've had a few races with Alan. One notable one was at Brands Hatch, maybe a couple of seasons ago now. I'm not sure if he'll remember it, but we were basically within a couple of tenths of each other the entire race until eventually, I think with like 2 to go, I lost it. I think it was at Clearways or something like that. Just the arse end went and yeah, just no grip sort of thing. But it was a brilliant race. Still clinging on to him sort of thing. I was quite happy at this point. If he'd have pulled away, I wouldn't have been unhappy. I'd had about half an hour's practice before this, and I'd really struggled with grip. I've been saying to Luke Ridgway afterwards that for some reason at this track the Skippy really felt like the Skippy of old, pre-new Time Model 5 for me. I just had no feeling at the rear at all. Luckily Alan shared a setup which improved matters, but still it wasn't as nice as I think last season when I raced it at Summit Point. I really felt the difference with the Time Model, but here not so much. It could be because I've been driving a lot of GTs lately, so you know, like the other day driving in the Pitlanes.com Cadillac Challenge, that thing likes to, well, I seem to think it likes being manhandled and thrown about and stuff, and we're running a fixed setup that the rear's quite loose on, so it needs flinging into corners and stuff. Maybe this requires more delicate touch. Unfortunately here, I think it's Brendan O'Brien has an issue in 130AR. Alan took the wrong one of 2 choices there, going either side of him unfortunately, so here I was left on my own to well, try and catch Tim Adcock, I think, ahead of him, but he had way too much pace, so I knew that wasn't going to happen. So here we go. That was the end of lap 4. This is lap 5, and I get loose into Degner 1, and at the moment I slam it in reverse as quick as I can to try and get out of the way, but I realise I'm quite safe, so I pull out when it's safe. And I believe that's Stephen coming back onto the track. There's Phil Jocelyn. I think it's Dave Grunnell. There goes Luke Ridgway. And I think it's Bobby. I've not got your last name written down, but Bobby. I think they're in the red and black car. Now, me and Luke have got somewhat, well, it's more on my side, but we've got a rivalry. You could say a friendly rivalry, being teammates and all. And for some reason, whenever he's in front of me, it's like a red rag to a bull. Like, I was literally swearing at him like, I'm not letting you get away. So just here I have a moment behind him because he bunched up behind the guys ahead and I wasn't expecting it. But so yeah, whatever Luke was going to do, I was going to do it too, as quickly as possible. So coming down the long straight here, Luke goes for the inside line and I stick behind Stephen, I believe it is, and Bobby's right behind me. I've got nowhere to go, I'm boxed in. I back off a little bit and Bobby shoots to the inside there, and I just had nowhere to go. So I've given away a position there, and all the while Luke's gained one, so thinking a bit of a bugger. It's all really bunched up, but everyone seemed to get through and was being really sensible still. Got a good drive on exit. I come across here, I notice, I'm not sure who it is that I'm side by side here. Maybe I can pick it up at the top, but it's 3 wide with Bobby, and I'm really not sure. Nick Harrison, I'm not sure, but yeah, we get through there, sort of thing. I have a massive sideways moment through the second apex there, and onwards to chasing Stephen, I believe. And the rear's still, I'm still struggling with the rear through the S's here up the hill. I'm not really sure why. I still think it may be because I'm trying to fling it about a bit much, because of the GTs I've been driving lately, like I say. But yeah, Luke now, I believe, is fighting with Phil, and I'm not wanting to let Luke get away. I'm really not. So I have a little bit moment there and get a little bit wide, but I get a good drive through the bottom of the hill there, and off I go still. The move isn't on here, I'm too far back, but I do notice that Luke and Phil are too wide going into the hairpin, which slows them up nicely for me a bit. Luke really goes wide there, but gets up the inside of him in pretty much the same way I do with Stephen. This was so tight at the time, but respect was given, and there was space in the end. And he squeezed me a little bit here, and I'm thinking, too wide into spoon? Yeah, I'd do it. Really good driving, but unfortunately on the second apex here, I think on the little off-camber bit, Stephen has a moment, and there we go. So coming down the straight again. I wasn't, if I'm honest, I wasn't really looking behind me. I was quite single-minded that I was getting past these two ahead of me, Phil and Luke. I didn't even realise, I think it's Nick had a look there. I didn't realise at all. But I notice here, I've got a bit of an overspeed. Luke's gone past, Phil's a bit wide, I'm going through there. I did leave space just there in case Phil was alongside me still, but he was very courteous, kind of facilitated the pass. Didn't make it too easy, but you know, it was sort of gentlemanly, and there was enough space for all if he had have pushed around the outside there to get the inside line for the second apex of the chicane. And there behind me, side by side into turn one, very close. Me massive sideways moment there again, really pushing to try and catch Luke. Guys behind me too wide again into turn two, keeping it side by side into three. Brilliant racing back there, brilliant racing. I think they're still side by side into four. Yep, Phil just slotting in behind though there. So yeah, I'm thinking, right, I'm after Luke. I know Luke is fairly fast in the skippy, and with my sort of lack of practice, it was rather hopeful, shall we say, that I was going to catch him. Hopeful? Can't think of the word. Ambitious that I'd catch him, maybe. The close right behind me here, and I was actually mindful of this. I was thinking, Luke's getting away, I need to watch these guys behind me. And bit of stuttering, not sure why. And then he has a bit of a moment there, and that's all she wrote for that, really. And apart from that, it was the rest of the race, me chasing down Luke, and Nick Allen had a mistake right near the end, which dropped him behind Luke and me. Here's the replay. This is one of my favourite ever passes of mine, actually. I just noticed these two had lost enough pace by being respectful, which is cool, and I just thought I can go in here. I can make this move. And if you notice, on the outside I leave plenty of room if Phil's there, but I noticed he wasn't in my rear view, so I cut across, take the apex, and off we go. And in a second, the result even. And there we go, the result. So you can see there, me coming home in 8th, with Luke just ahead of me, Nick Allen just behind me as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I might make some of these in the future if you enjoy it. But until next time, thanks a lot. Bye.